Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute pleasure for me to finally announce the start of the Catenaccio Podcast. Here we are, boys. So, for anyone who's joining us now, sorry if I'm too loud, by the way. We are the boys from Catenaccio Podcast. We're going to be talking weekly, hopefully, about the match day that has just gone on in Serie A, because we absolutely love it. So we're a bunch of friends who've been friends for quite a while now, and we all support different teams. We got one Laziale, two Milanisti, and an Interista, and we are absolutely in love with Serie A. So before we can obviously start, the first thing we must do is introduce the good-looking guys who are accompanying me in this journey. First off, we have Luca Hoffmeister, who's just below me.
Hey everyone, my name is Luca. I'm Italian, partly American, and partly German. I've supported Milan all my life, and I'm excited to get this started.
All right, directly then from his cabin in the woods, he's literally a cabin in the woods, is our good friend, Jonathan Kunze-Koncevitz.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Johnny. I'm actually Austrian, but I grew up in Italy, and I support SS Lazio, strangely enough. We don't have many fans, but I'm one of them.
Yeah, Jonathan is also the only one in this group who is heavily depressed. So if you want to donate to get him some help, that'll be useful. And then last but not least, directly from Mexico in person, who, by the way, funny story, is in pajamas because they have lost his luggage on the way there, the one and only Emiliano Colangelo.
Hello, everyone. I am obviously Emiliano, half Italian, half Mexican, as I am here in my grandparents' house. By elimination, I am the Inter fan. I've been watching Serie A since I was maybe 5-6 years old. So, glad to start.
He is also sometimes depressed, but that happens. That comes with a job. Then I am your host for today. I am Ale. As you can see from the flags behind me, I'm half Turkish, half Italian, and I am a diehard AC Milan fan. Now, before we can start again, we need to owe another thank you, and it is not just to my compadres next to me, but it is to the people who are providing us with this platform, which are Radio Rossonera, who I am a member of, and who have allowed me and the boys to get this thing actually going. Okay, boys, we got to start with this match day. So right now, first of all, there is Roma-Torino going on with Roma winning 3-1 against a 10-man Torino. And I just don't know what to say. Well, first of all, let's see the scores. So I'm going to start off just by telling you how the games went and what's going on. Udinese-Crotone was quite a boring 0-0 draw. De Paul, who was, I think, injured quite early into the game, missed about 4 chances. Then we go Benevento Lazio. Johnny, do you want to give us a couple words about Benevento Lazio?
Dude, are you trying to give me PTSD? Trying to give me Vietnam War flashbacks? What are you trying to do here? Basically, we had a lot of chances. We screwed them all up. Benevento had less chances. La Padula screwed most of them up. And then we scored in the 45th minute. Every single game in Serie A, they score against us in the last of extra time, bro. I don't know. It's scandalous. It's really scandalous. The only goals we can score now are bangers. I do not know why, but we're pretty terrible right now. We're pretty shit, and as you see, this result is the fruit of what Lotito has been cultivating.
Fair enough. We'd like to remind you that Lazio, Immobile with an absolute banger of a goal. It was a mistake by the Benevento defender to let him in front, but whatever. And then Schiattarella with an absolute banger of a goal, and then he had to be a protagonist of a game and also get a red card. Then we had Juventus-Atalanta, which is probably the biggest game of a weekend, which ended in a 1-1 draw. Some people would say Juventus A against Juventus B, but I did not say that.
Talking about bangers, this game was the 2 goals were one better than the other.
Yeah, I actually was on the Radio Rossonera program, and I said, Kivas is so overrated. What happens next? He scores an absolute beautiful goal.
I'd like to give a special thank you to Morata, who I have in Fantacalcio.
Special thanks to Ronaldo, who missed a penalty for me in Fantacalcio.
And I did. Funny story. I put the Montipova Benevento goalkeeper in my fantasy football instead of Gollini, and that is because I am actually stupid. Then, moving on, Fiorentina, who have not won since I was probably born, who drew against a good Sassuolo, but without Caputo, they can't be as good as they started the year off. And then I think we should skip this one because Luca and I will fall into tears.
No.
Genoa Milan with the great ex, one of the best strikers in Serie A history, Mattia Destro, with a brace out of nowhere. And then obviously Kalulu, who is, I think we can all say Manuel Alessandro Nesta, with the last minute. Mate, come on, it's facts. And then we got Hellas Verona actually losing at home to Sampdoria, which is a bit of a shocker. That as well was a good game. And then we had Inter against Napoli. Amy, do you want to give us a couple words about that?
I'm glad I only watched the second half because it was so boring to watch. The goal was pretty good play by Darmian, who surprised me all year, to be honest. I thought he was going to be another average player coming off the bench or something. So it really surprised me. Lukaku always clinical. So yeah, nothing to complain. We got lucky a few times as well. So perfect result.
We're going to have a little convo about that as well because Insigne did get a red card, which could be deemed controversial. And then Parma-Cagliari is an absolute, you could say, it was a good game for people who have sleeping problems. You know, some people say their heartbeat went to nil. Spezia-Bologna, a great game. And then Luca, who has Musa Barrow.
Can't score a penalty.
Musa Barrow in his fantasy football, who scored an absolute wonder goal and then decided to miss a penalty in the last dying embers of a game. And then the last game, it is a 0-0 just because it is currently going on. It is Roma against Torino, which is currently 3-1 to Roma, with goals from Mkhitaryan, Veretout, Pellegrini, and Belotti. And that's basically it. So if we move on, we have an updated table. Oh, what the hell is this? Sorry about that. Okay. This is an updated table. Emiliano, do you want to give us a bit of an analysis about the table? Who's on top, by the way?
I can't see. I can't see really well from here, actually. Who's first? Let's wait a few more weeks. Let's see what happens.
What a joke.
No, I think Milan has been great this season, so no surprises there. I think Ibra comes back at the perfect time for you guys because you've been horrible. Not horrible. You've been average the last few weeks. Horrible. Conceding 2 to Genoa is down there.
But I think that's more about Kia missing rather than Ibra.
Yeah.
Because we've been scoring even without Ibra, but we've been conceding with Kalulu, Romagnoli.
Two goals. Destro, bro, come on, you can't hide it. Yeah, Destro,
sorry, you pipe down or I'm muting you and kicking you out. Please, Emiliano, proceed. I don't want to hear anything from you, Lazio fan. How dare you?
Then second place, it's us, 1 point off. We've really sprung back from the Champions League disappointment. Then Juve they're already 4 points from the lead, but I think they have the team to compete, of course. We haven't seen many switches. Just mainly Napoli losing, so they dropped 2 positions. Roma now is winning, so we gave them the points, basically. And Sampdoria gaining 3 positions, and yeah, nothing much. The disappointing part is Torino in the relegation zone. Torino and Fiorentina, those are the 2 teams that
Fiorentina and Genoa will never get relegated. It'll be the same as the past 2 years.
They're the Kiev of 2020.
Little biscuit at the end of the year. So I'd like to say to the camera right now that it is incredible, but I swear I just saw Marco Giampaolo giving his CV to the bakery in front of my house because that guy is going to be sacked in the morning. That guy is a clown. I know Luca's going to agree with me. That guy's an absolute clown. Maestro of calcio, my ass. And I'm going to say it now. I hope he never gets a job in football ever again. And I think you'll all agree with me.
As long as it's not with us, I hope he does get another job.
Maybe at Inter or maybe Juve. That'd be funny.
I think Toro has some of the worst coaches in like the past 10 years. He had Mazzarri, Ventura, and then Giampaolo. Now it's like
they had Longo for a moment. As an intermediate. But you know what it is about Torino that I am absolutely shocked by? Their team on paper is not bad. Their team on paper is like better, at least from this table, than Verona's on paper.
Yeah, their coach on paper is a donkey, so balances out.
I don't think the team is great, but it's not 19th place, but it's not very good.
I really don't like
Come on, like look at so many teams are ahead of him in the table.
Yeah, but if you take away Belotti, they're 20th place.
But to be fair, though, they have
We're actually tied for last place.
You just have to drop 1 point to be 20th.
And honestly, Crotone play so much better than them. Crotone is like their actual performances are not that bad. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Well, we have seen the table, and okay, wait. Actually, let me ask you this. Okay, seeing the performances till now, who do you actually think is gonna get relegated? My money would be on Crotone, because of a position there now, and I think Stroppa has to go, even though he's not that bad. But then I think Parma are absolute trash, and I hate them for two reasons. A, because of a draw, the last match day. Second, because Liverani came from Lecce, and he was meant to bring this incredible, spicy football, and all he's doing is Catenaccio. He should be directing this show, for all I know. And then, last but not least, I think if there's one team that needs to finally go down, it's Genoa. I'm sorry, but if you have Destro as your weapon, I shouldn't be saying it now. To be honest. If you have Destro as a striker who actually sometimes comes in, then you shouldn't be in Serie A. Okay. Okay, what do you guys think, Luca?
Destro put 2 goals past you, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
If I have to choose who gets relegated, my prediction or who I would like to get relegated?
Give us a bit of both, Luca. I think I know.
Right, realistic predictions is Crotone. Torino, no, because they're going to get rid of Giampaolo and then they're going to save themselves. So I'm going to say then Spezia and Genoa.
You think Spezia are going down?
No, okay, Benevento instead of Spezia.
What? You think Benevento's going down? No, sorry, I don't want to.
I don't like Benevento.
Okay, you're getting kicked. You're getting kicked.
I don't know. I think Benevento is not that bad.
I really
It's hard to tell who's going to be relegated.
Johnny, who do you think is going down?
I mean, Crotone for sure.
Okay.
Man, maybe no, I can't say Genoa, dude. I can't say Genoa. I don't know.
Bro.
Genoa just have this clutch factor.
You can say whatever you want.
Maybe Crotone.
Twice.
Spezia, Benevento. Maybe, dude. I don't know.
All right. What about you, Amy?
I really don't know about the third team. I think Crotone and Genoa are gone, I think. I really don't know. The third team could be a battle between, I think, even Bologna. They can't score to save their lives. So Bologna is in it, Spezia, Benevento, Parma, I think, and Torino.
Rather than they can't keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
So apparently Bologna wants to buy Bobby English, so we're in deep poo-poo.
No, but they had one game that they kept a clean sheet, and before that they had the longest ever record of most goals conceded, most games with a goal conceded in Serie A.
Well, I have a question, by the way. What about you, chat? Who do you think is going down? By the way, if Inter gets the most votes, we'll stop the show now and we'll leave because that'll be that'll be
the peak of Radio Rossonera's new
wow,
show.
we have someone commenting, Mr. Oh, it's hollow. Bobby English, best striker in Serie A. Are you kidding? Well, him and Lapadula up there right now. Okay, so moving on, we're going to look at the big games from this weekend. So, the first one, Juve Atalanta, 1-0. Fiorentina.
Lazio, dude, look at this guy saying Lazio. Oh my God, ban him from the chat, bro. Ban this guy from the chat. Get him out of here.
Absolute clown.
Wrong in my shrine. He even spelled it wrong. Lazio. What the hell?
Jonathan is getting tilted.
Are we a
right
Portuguese team? Lazio? What the hell are these guys talking? I've never got Lazio. What the hell?
To be fair, okay, let's talk about this now. Okay, before we get into the big games. Okay, Lazio. Let's talk about it. Is it with Fiorentina?
Best team in the world. We're the top 16 of Europe. Don't say anything else. Nothing else has to be said, bro.
Can I be honest with you? I think you guys are so trash.
Dude, concentrate on Europa League while the real men compete up there.
Champions League, mate. You're not in Europa League.
Hey, you're in Europa League. We're up with a big boy, bro. We're playing Bayern. You're playing as Azerbaijan. Don't talk to me, man.
All I'm saying is this: if you pay that amount of money for Muric, by the way, because he's an ex-Fenerbahce pupillo, and I obviously support Fenerbahce. If you're paying that money for him, You have no clue. Also, can we talk about?
I'm telling you, Lotito was paying the Turkish mafia, dude. There was some kind of deal underground. I
Can we
don't know
talk
what it was.
about that plane that is so close to crashing? The Velasco plane.
You know how old it is. It's like from the 80s, you know? It's like a Hungarian plane from the 80s, I swear.
Did you hear of a conspiracy theory that someone said that Lotito put them all on that plane because if he crashes, he gets the
He
insurance?
put life insurance on all of them.
That was incredible. All right, moving on. All right, let's actually look at the first game. Juventus
I
against
can't see
Atalanta.
this, man. This breaks my heart.
Yeah, so just a little side note, Jonathan does have Ronaldo in his fantasy football, and you'll see it from his face. So, first goal, an absolute wonder goal from Chiesa, and an absolute wonder goal from Freuler, and then a penalty for Ronaldo, which I personally don't think it ever existed, but I'd like to know what you guys think about the game. Also, side note, sorry, before we start, did you guys see Papu Gomez singing the Juve anthem in the bench? Go.
I did. What the hell?
I know we have a very famous Juventino in the chat, so I wanted to ask where is he? Sampiriki, what he thought about the game. I personally think that it was a penalty on Chiesa.
Clown.
But then Ronaldo missed it, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I think the tie was deserved, especially because, Morata missed way too many chances. They should have easily won that, but yeah.
Amy, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I think it was, at the end, I think it was a penalty, because if you look at how he gets tackled in the box, but I generally hate Chiesa, so I don't know at the end. I would still give that as a penalty, though.
So overrated, though. Yeah, okay. I said it, by the way. Every newspaper after that goal is going to be like, Chiesa is back.
Rocco says, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie.
Never a pen. Yeah, so Papu Gomez, I think you guys mentioned you didn't see it. So there's a video.
Chiesa was back when was he prepared?
Yeah, exactly. But there's a video of Papu Gomez. He's on the bench just strolling around. And when the Juve anthem goes on, he's lip syncing it. He goes, Juve, sarà un grande. Sorry, don't censor me for saying that on Radio Rossonera's channel. But he was singing that. Do you reckon that is an actual message, or he's being a bit of a dick? Oh, sorry. Do you reckon he's being a bit of a dick or not?
I really hope he doesn't go to Juve. That would be catastrophic for the league, in my opinion.
I think he was just singing along. It was something for the newspapers. I don't think he's already made his decision.
Yeah, he's being a bit of a dick.
Especially just singing a bit of a song doesn't mean that he has taken a decision. But I mean, at Juve, I wouldn't know how well he fits in, because unless they move into a 4-2-3-1 with the current 4-4-2 or 3-5-2, they already have Morata and Dybala who play alongside Ronaldo. So I'm not saying he couldn't fit in eventually, but they would definitely have to shift things around.
Well, this is actually, interestingly enough, the conversation of the day will be about Papu Gomez, so stay tuned later in the stream. Yeah, Juve Atalanta. I gotta say, Atalanta, I don't know, with all that's been going on, backstage, I didn't expect them to, but they played a really solid game, really solid. Also, can we talk about this? The two goalkeepers were on fire. Both of them, what a performance. Golini with a penalty save and Mehmet save when he was on the floor. And Szczesny as well did not really get away from a spotlight. Honestly, I wouldn't know who was better. I'd say Golini just for a penalty save with Cristiano Ronaldo, but in general, the game was really, really good. Who do you think was like your man of the match for both teams, and then who was your flop? I'm gonna say my man of the match for Juve has got to be Szczesny. And my man of the match for Atalanta, it's hard. I think it's between Golini and probably Freuler. What do you guys think?
Yeah, same. Exactly the same for me, yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree.
You agree as well, Amy?
I'd slightly give it to Golini just because we all know how good Ronaldo is at taking penalties, and he basically saved the game. So I'm going to give the edge to Ronaldo. You're
going to give the edge to Ronaldo. Okay, fair enough.
Sorry,
then,
to Golini. I apologize.
Golini. Okay,
no,
you're
exactly.
For the man of the match.
Yeah. By the way, I still
still
think Golini is quite an overrated goalkeeper. I still think he's an overrated goalkeeper. What do you guys think?
No, I don't think so.
You think he's good?
I think he is a good goalkeeper. I think he's had a lot of injuries, but he's a great goalkeeper.
What's up, Amy?
I think he's very similar to Meret. Like, potentially a really, really good keeper. Both of them are really good keepers. but they make a bit too many mistakes for a big team. Like, you can't afford to make those tiny mistakes that cost you 1 point there, 2 points there. Like, it's a big problem for them, I think.
Jonathan, what about you?
I like him. I think Serie A is blessed with a lot of good goalkeepers, honestly. I really think it's a league with a lot of good goalkeepers. And he's one of them, yeah.
Well,
Serie A has always been
it's always been quite good for goalkeepers. Well, okay, so two things. First of all, the Roma game just ended, so 3-1 to Roma against Torino. So Giampaolo's getting sacked in the morning. Second thing is, you guys mentioned it, but now I'm going to ask you, who is, and I know Amy's going to say something different to me because I know him, who is the best goalkeeper in Serie A? I'd like to know. Amy, you start off.
I have to admit, 2 weeks ago, I started doubting Handanovic. I started thinking that he wasn't the same keeper he used to be. He was always good. Most of his goals weren't his fault, but he wasn't the 100% confidence guy you had in goal. But after yesterday's game, I can't say anything to him. I think Donnarumma, amazing keeper. I still, in my opinion, a bit too many mistakes. Like, he can make a mistake that of course he saves you a lot of times, but he can make a small mistake that costs you the 3 points or the 2 points. I would have to go with Szczesny, maybe.
What a save yesterday.
For me, for me, it has to be Szczesny, though, because he's always there when you need him. Like, that's what a keeper should be.
Okay.
In my opinion, it's not a guy who makes 10,000 saves per game and then concedes to, like, he's always there when Juve needs him, every single time, without fail. Which is, I think, the perfect thing for a team.
What about you, Jonathan? Are you a Szczesny fanboy as well?
Yeah, I like him. I think he's pretty good. I think he's what Juve... I mean, look, Juve won the league the last few years with him. In Champions League, you can't really say it was his mistake, right? So, I don't know.
Well, there is a famous quote by Szczesny. He said, when I was at Juve, I benched Buffon, and when I was at Roma, I benched Alisson. So he says I must be the best goalkeeper.
I think I benched the best goalkeeper in history and the best goalkeeper in the world.
Wait, by the way, Jonathan, where would you rank Strakosha, your goalkeeper, and Reina?
This year, both of our goalkeepers are a little sus. You know, you'd think they're both imposters of how they're playing. I think it's because Reina is towards the bottom part of the table. We're not that good. Bro, I've been watching them this year, dude.
Luca, who do you think are the best goalkeepers, and what would you rate?
For like Buffon back in the days doing cultural scommesse, dude.
Well, I think a goalkeeper needs to always be reliable. That's the main thing you look for in a keeper. So I would agree with Szczesny. I think Donnarumma is second. I think he's better than Handanovic. He still needs to fix his mistakes. I understand what Amy says, that he costs you some points sometimes, but I think the points that he saves you with all the saves he makes make up for that. But yeah, I would still go with Szczesny, Donnarumma in the future.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go against you guys. I'm saying Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma for me is the best goalkeeper in the league. But second is not Szczesny. I think it's Handanovic, and I think one of the reasons why I think he is the best, well, the second best at least, is just because I will never forget that Inter Empoli. That if Inter did not win, we would have gone to the Champions League. And the last, 7 minutes, Amy? The guy just became a brick wall. He just decided not to let Empoli score, especially that Turk of Saliuchan, who I hate right now. I don't like him.
I have to say, last thing about Donnarumma, I think he's the best difficult save keeper in Serie A. Like, he can save almost anything. That's the thing I have about Donnarumma. If he fixes his tiny mistakes, he can be amazing.
And he needs to get better with his feet, I think.
Although, Luca, I've got to say, we said this on Radio Rossonera today as well. He's become so much better with his feet in general.
Better definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, he still has like that margin to go, but he is.
I still see us sometimes playing it around the midfield. We don't find any space. We give it back to Gigio, and then it's just the classic Gigio boots it up the field, and we lose the ball. I still don't feel confident.
I have to agree with Arda, though. Do you remember how bad his feet were? Like, do you remember?
I will never forget
it's better, but it can still get, it can still improve.
All right, well, boys, let's move on to the next game, and it is more of a game. I want to talk about these two teams because I think they're polar opposites of each other. Now, Fiorentina is against Sassuolo 1-0, and then on the score sheet, who I'm going to ask now, was a certain Dusan Vlahovic, who was dubbed by a certain Luca Hofmeister as the worst striker in Serie A. Luca, would you like to elaborate your thoughts?
Well, it's between him and Simone Zaza in my opinion. Vlahovic, I think he's one of the top in Serie A with the most shots off target. There's nothing I like about him. He does have potential. I can admit that he can grow, but I really don't like him as a player. And Simone Zaza is just a bit worse, maybe, especially for that miss against Inter a couple of weeks back. But yeah, it's definitely between them two.
Talking about the highest amount of missed shots, I saw a certain Ciro Immobile is not at number 1 right now.
Terrible player, dude. Get him out.
Yeah, I have my opinions on him.
Me, I've got I think like 3 of my players from fantasy football are in that top 10. I think Lapadula's up there, and I don't want to talk about Lapadula right now. And then I think Insigne's up there. And I forgot as well. Anyway, well, Fiorentina Sassuolo, what a moment I think Sassuolo is having, as we saw before in the table. Let's go back to it just a second, just to remind ourselves. We are currently 6th in the league, but we got 6 wins, 5 draws, and only one loss. And in one of these wins, it was a 2-0 win away at the San Paolo, which is now called the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, because we love Maradona as well. And Sassuolo's been having a great moment. You got to take into consideration they have not had Caputo for about 3 games, and you could see that. Sorry, excuse me. You could see that the Caputo missing, having someone like Raspadori, who is literally a midget. He's so small up front in a 4-2-3-1 is not great. Also, Enrico Boiani, right? I think Kalinic is the worst striker in Serie A. I think you're just wrong. I think your opinions are trash. No, just kidding. I know him. He's a good friend. Hi, Enrico. Anyway, Sassuolo has been having a magic moment. De Zerbi is a good manager. I think he's a really good manager. Do you guys think De Zerbi could be going into a big team anytime soon? And could he succeed?
To be honest, I don't think so. I don't think he's a big team manager. Like he does a lot with what he has, but his game style is very way too offensive for a big team, in my opinion.
Why not?
Even the game against us, I think they really disappointed me, because everyone was building up Sassuolo to be this great team. They beat Napoli, as you said. But then we basically just outclassed them in the game. Of course, we're on paper a much better team, but I think maybe that Zerbi isn't able to bring the max set of really good players. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Maybe so. You're saying it was basically just a flame at the start. It was a bit too much hype.
No, not a flame. He's obviously a good manager, but I don't think he can bring it to the next level. Like, I don't think if Juve were to get him, he would. I think he would contend for the league because of how good Juve is, but he wouldn't make much of a difference in Champions League or things like that.
Jonathan, I know you're not the greatest fan of good old Inzaghi down your end. Do you think someone like De Zerbi could actually do well at Lazio? Maybe, get them to do that step up from last place that they usually get.
Last place?
Sorry, I meant second.
We've been outperforming you so many years in a row, dude. You gotta wash your mouth.
Oh, answer the question, you clown. Answer the question. Answer the question.
We spend 10%. Wash your mouth. Get out of here. No.
Right, answer the question. Do you think
Inzaghi is a one-trick pony? He can only play one formation. He can only play 3-5-2. I swear, every single game in our season, we played 3-5. Every single game since he came in charge, we played 3-5-2. Every single game. So I don't know, man. It seems really limited. I think he's just really limited as a coach, and he did bring us pretty far. We're in Champions League for the first time since 14 years. We got into the last 16. It's all good, but I think he should try and change something. I would prefer to keep him because I think, although I think he's very limited, and he makes a lot of mistakes, especially in substitutions. He sometimes, I don't know, he loses his mind. He does really weird stuff, like against Inter in 2018, against Zalz. There's so many examples, but against Brugge, for example, recently. But I think he is Laziale in his heart. All the players like him. All the fans love him. And I think he's smart. I think he just needs to try. He needs to grow a pair of balls, get out of the comfort zone, and try to experiment a
By the
little
way,
more.
being Laziale in the heart is not a disease. Don't worry about it. Jonathan is fine. But Jonathan, wait, so you think that could De Zerbi actually do well at Lazio? Do you reckon could he do better than Inzaghi?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, our team is really weird. We have some players who are insanely good, and then a lot of players who are like C tier players, like really. They wouldn't even be on the bench for Inter, Milan, Napoli. You know what I'm talking about. But I think our team's a lot better than Sassuolo's, and I think he could do pretty well with us.
I'll switch to a question on you then. There was a lot of rumors this summer about Inzaghi going to. Can we have a moderator, please, to check the chat, please? There was a lot of rumors this summer about Inzaghi going to Juve. Do you reckon on the other way around? Could Inzaghi do well in a bigger team? Maybe someone who has more economic potential.
I don't think so.
You don't think Inzaghi could do well? What is it about him?
No, he can only play one formation, and it's not even like. This is the way I see it. The last 20 or I don't know, but the last 10 years, every single team who won the Champions League, they played with 4 at the back. And in my opinion, this is not a coincidence. 10 years. Like every single year, I really follow Champions League. And even if I go back on Wikipedia, look at the formations, always 4 at the back. And I think there's a reason for it.
Koeman's Barca was the last team to win with 3 at the back.
When was that?
How long
that
ago
was such a long time ago, right?
92, I think.
Jesus,
I understand that argument, but
if
I also think that a team like Lazio isn't aiming to win the Champions League, right? So if the 3 at the back can work in the league, there's...
Yeah, but it's still limited.
It's limited, but
I think
limited to the max, like to the minimum. I mean, if the 3 at the back just stops you from winning the Champions League, but allows you to actually qualify, which you haven't done in 20 years.
But the Champions League is just an example. The Champions League is an example for how limited the formation is. If that formation cannot win at the highest level, it means that there's better stuff out there. That's the way I see it.
I think,
and
to quickly add to it,
certain games.
Sorry.
Go on, Amy. Amy, you're about to say something.
Yeah, sorry. To quickly add some information, I think Inzaghi is more forced to play 3 at the back than maybe someone like Conte, who prefers to play 3 at the back. I think if you have Lazio's team, you can't really play 4 at the back. Like Acerbi is really good, of course, but then you have no one to really put next to him. I think the players that are on the team are perfect for 3 at the back.
Yeah, but if we actually the last few years built to always be able to play 4 at the back, it would be better. That's the way I see it. We spent all this money on wing backs who are terrible. All that kind of... we spent like 10 million euros on Fares. I think 11 million on Lazzari. All of these purchases. I don't know. 18 million on Muric. You could have spent that money. You could have kept Felipe Anderson, spend money on other wingers. I don't know. Like so many stuff you could do in team building, which would have enabled Lazio to play 4 at the back. And you could even see Correa when he plays. He's so talented, but his main position is left wing, and you can tell it when he plays. He always tries to bring the ball on the left and then play from there. I just think lots of our players would be a lot better if we played... I think Immobile is one of the only players who's built for 3-5-2 counter-attacking football, where everybody plays for him and he has a lot of space. But for the rest of the team, I think would be better off in a 4 at the back. Except for the wing backs we purchased,
We'll get on to Immobile in a minute because you have very strong opinions about them. When just before I ask Luca about De Zerbi, I see that in the chat, Mohamed Rowe says, I would like to see Roberto De Zerbi in a top club rather than Sassuolo. I think he has very good ideas. Heart. I think that's also true. I think De Zerbi is a manager whose ideas are very creative and could really spark football. Luca, what do you think? Could De Zerbi actually, make the jump and go to a big club and succeed?
Yeah, I think he's a modern manager. He plays a very modern 4-2-3-1, which works well. Now, in comparison to a lot of the other mid-table teams, he definitely has an edge with the quality of his squad. But, Berardi, Juricic, Caputo, these are really good players, especially Boga. But he definitely has teams that play really well, score a lot of goals. I think he could go to a bigger team, not a team that's contending for the title, but he could definitely make the step up.
Amy, looks like you wanted to say something. What's up?
I wanted to quickly amend my previous statement about De Zerbi. I actually think he would be really good for Lazio. For Lazio, I think he would be perfect. I don't see
Really?
him doing well at like Juve, Milan either. I don't see him doing well there. Napoli. I think for Lazio, he's perfect for that team. I don't know why. It's a feeling I have about how he plays, everything. The team around him. I think he would be perfect for Lazio.
Well then, let's move on to a team that I think, and I think you guys will all agree, needs a real change in it, and not as much as Torino, but Fiorentina. What is up with Fiorentina? Commisso coming in like like a cousins. He come in like the Italian from America coming in with the money, and everyone was like, "Oh, look at Commisso. He's coming in and he's spending all this money, and we're getting all these players." They remind me so much. Luca, tell me if this isn't true. Of when we had the Mirabelli and the VR Clown, and we started buying all these like goodish, like kind of good players. We're like, okay, we're definitely gonna do well, and they bought so many players. On paper, their team is so good, and I'm so sad to see someone like Ribéry in a team that is doing so badly. How could you go? First of all, how can you get Iachini, who I know Amy does not love? And guys, look up online now why Iachini wears a hat. Go look at his hairline. It is horrendous. It is disgusting. I can't believe that guy manages in Serie A. But going off with his hairline, and then to substitute someone like Iachini, how can you really give your team like a shock, a change? By getting someone like Prandelli is like Margherita pizza. It's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'll just get Margherita pizza. It's just there. What do you guys think about Fiorentina's situation right now?
And I predicted it. You were all saying that we're going to be the surprise of the year. I said, hell no. With a coach like that,
they are 17th, by the way, right now, guys. They're like they're 16th, right? They're 3 points off relegation right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
And why would they hire Prandelli, who didn't coach since like 2014 or what? Oh my god.
This is my biggest problem with them. Like, you can make a mistake, get Iachini and go, okay, this was a mistake. Let's do better next time. But getting Prandelli, he already got fired, I think, twice from Fiorentina. And there's a reason why that happened. Like, you don't take already taking a manager for a second time after you fired him is a bad idea. Like, I don't know, Mancini, getting him back a few years back. Getting him for a third time, it just makes no sense to me. But he clearly doesn't have what
something
it takes.
I heard about Prandelli is that since he brought Fiorentina to the Champions League back in the day, all the Fiorentina fans were like really attached to him. They really love him, and maybe that's why the society took him in to try and please the fans, bring in a fan favorite. But
I think that
definitely wasn't the right decision.
During his first period at Fiorentina, not his second. Like, his first period was good. Then I think he went to the Nazionale, did very well there. Got us to the final, and then he went back.
No, he got eliminated in the groups in 2014. I mean,
in 2012 he got to the final.
He did well in the Euros.
Yeah, he got
also, they went to
Euros.
When they went into the Champions League with people like Mutu, and guys, do you remember Vargas?
Yes.
Mate, Vargas had a cannon instead of a foot. What a guy. When we had Vargas and Mutu, Prandelli in Florence looked like God had just came down and absolutely blessed them. But Fiorentina doesn't convince me. Luca, have you said something about Fiorentina?
Oh yeah, I'd like to elaborate on what Sampiricchi is saying in the chat. He's saying, se vogliono fare il salto di qualità, serve un allenatore di spessore con idee chiare.
We also speak Italian.
Yeah, I was about to translate. If you give me a moment. If they want to get to the next level, they need a manager with clear ideas and of a certain stature. I completely agree with that. I think they rushed the decision getting Prandelli back. But everything else that has been done at the club is very promising. I think they're building a new training facility. The transfer markets have been pretty impressive. And exactly as Ricky is saying, they need a serious manager who can take them to that top level, and not even top level qualifying for Champions League, but just not almost getting relegated. Yeah.
All right. I've got a yes or no chat. I want you active on this. Would Sarri be a good coach for Fiorentina? I am convinced 100% because I love him. Luca, yes or no?
Yeah.
Johnny?
I think so, yeah.
Amy? I want to hear what Amy says.
Of course, he was good. I don't like Sarri, but of course, over Prandelli, he's a massive upgrade.
Yeah, you can't go worse. Fair enough. Yeah, I am a very big fan of Sarri, so I think he could do very well. I'd like to hear what the chat has to say as well. Boys, I think we should move on now from Fiorentina and get to the next big game. I know Emiliano.
Yeah, look, Sampi Ricky's agreeing with us. He also
But-
thinks they do well with Sarri.
As a Juve fan, he has witnessed.
Especially Sarri with Ribéry, I think, would do well. And also, like, wasn't Sarri successful with Caillan back in the days?
Yeah, which is basically a miracle.
Relax, man, relax.
Okay, moving on. Speaking of Caillan,
We're getting some nice compliments by Red La Strada in the chat.
thank you, Red
I would like to say thank you.
Thank you, bro.
You can join the.
Especially top left, yeah.
Oh,
Ale is really a sex
it's
icon.
not about me. Donate. Don't compliment us. Donate some cash money, okay? So we can actually eat at night. Anyway, let's move
We're
on to
starving, guys, please.
Inter Napoli. This game.
I'm eating snow, guys, please.
Could have ended 1-0 easily, but it ended 1-0. So the first thing I want to get to is this. Okay, Inter are doing better. Like, a lot of people have been giving a lot of crap to Inter, but hey, guys, they are second. They are out of Champions League, but they are second. What do you think, Amy? Were people too harsh of a start with Inter, or are they they're just in line with where they should be? What do you think?
First thing, I think they deserve the hate. Getting eliminated in Champions League, getting fourth in that group is embarrassing. Like, it's honestly embarrassing. Never happened in history to us. It's just, it can't happen. We didn't.
Avviso di pubblicità comparativa diretta.
Credi davvero che non esista miglior crossover di Nissan Qashqai? Ti sbagli. Nuovo Qashqai N-Tech. Il Qashqai che è più di un Qashqai. Il massimo dello stile, il meglio della tecnologia. A gennaio N-Tech Start con finiture nere, cerchi da 19 black, integrazione smartphone, frenata assistita e retrocamera con sensori. Tuo con eco incentivo a tasso zero, anticipo zero e valore futuro garantito. TAN 0, TAG 0 e 86 con finanziamento iBuy salvo approvazione Nissan finanziaria. Info su nissan.it.
Against Shakhtar, who conceded 5 against us 2 months ago. Conceded, I think, 10 to Gladbach, and we didn't score 1 in 180 minutes. First, the thing I want to say is embarrassing. Second, I think, not to be realistic, this is our year to go for the title. Like, we are aiming for first place. Let's just not go around it. Like, it's pretty obvious. So I think even second, we're in line with what we need to do. I think you, of course, praise the players, praise the team because they're winning, but it's just what they have to do now. They have to get used to winning. It's not anymore.
Oh,
I think Amy's connection is going out.
I think.
Okay, he's back.
Do you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to recap quickly. I think they're on track. I think just the right amount of praise is good enough. Don't be ecstatic about it. We're still at second. But yeah, they deserve the hate for the Champions League exit.
What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with what Amy is saying. Inter now has a clear road to the title, which I'm definitely not happy about. It shouldn't, kind of make up for the fact that they were really embarrassing in the Champions League. The first 2 years they had pretty hard groups. This year it was really easy, and not really easy, but definitely doable. And the fact that they went out makes me lose faith in Conte, but I think in the league he'll be able to clutch up and get them the title.
Jonathan?
I think they're pretty good, man. I think Inter's going to win the league. I predicted at the start of the year, and I'm keeping to my prediction. I think Inter is bringing it home this year. I apologized. I shouldn't be saying this on Radio Resanera with all the Milan fans in the chat and everything, but Inter's team on paper is the best on the league. They're 1 point behind first place, who's struggling a bit more lately. And most importantly, you realize Inter has no more competitions now, except for Coppa Italia.
Oh, by pure chance, Jonathan has been muted by someone. That is very unlucky. Yeah. Just kidding, Johnny.
Inter has no other competitions. I think we're going to do well.
I think out of that we have 2 comments we can look at. First, Mohammed saying Inter depends a lot on Romelu. Okay, he was decisive in the final against Sevilla and Shakhtar game San Siro with his big, beautiful head. But anyways, he's doing really good.
I think Inter only have one competition now.
I mean, Romelu is doing very well. I don't think, of course, he messed up in those 2 games, but he's an incredible striker.
Best Inter signing in the last 10, 15 years?
When? 10,
no, 15 years, no, because we won the treble 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, what about him? In terms of value, and
Lukaku
what he's doing?
definitely going to jump up.
I mean, value is in it. They didn't get a bargain for him.
But what I mean
Right.
is, for the amount of money they paid, he's getting.
Nah, not 10, because 10 years ago it was with Triple Eight. So
No.
calm yourself, bro.
Since post triplete, yeah.
I'm just asking the questions and not answering.
Or maybe
Okay.
for value, even Lautaro, with the amount of money they spend, the amount of money they'll get back eventually.
Sampiriki saying Schelotto,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
giving me nightmares.
True.
And
He
I
won
think
the
they
derby,
talk
bro. He
about
won the derby.
Barella.
Moving on, I want to talk about this because Sampiriki mentioned it as well. But the red card to Insigne for telling the referee to go F himself is controversial. I'd like to give my own. I'd like to throw my penny in the hat, as they say, on this, because I personally did not see what happened exactly. But from what I've read, he told the referee, not in a very nice way, to go F himself and to maybe go F his mother. But this is my thing. Nowadays, it's so weird the rules they have on how players get a red card or get banned for what they say. So, for example, the last game against Bologna, Cristante got sent off for a bestemmia, which is basically a profanity directly against God. But at the same time, I say this. Okay, Insigne got a red card for saying F you to the ref. But what about players like, and who I really dislike in this team? I think he's a good player, but I really dislike him. Barella. I think Emiliano will know this more than anyone. How many times a game does Barella tell a referee to go fuck himself? Sorry, excuse my language.
I have to say something. I think Insigne's red card was very harsh, but I think there should be a rule where the refs can't be insulted, like something like rugby, like where they get a yellow card and
Yeah,
get
for sure.
like it's unacceptable where even Barella, where they go up to the referee and just start arguing with him. Like he's made a decision, stick to it. Like, don't go there argue. He's not going to change his mind. Just shut up, go and look the other way.
Yeah, I think, and this is the thing as well, in rugby, the whole culture behind rugby is the fact that when the referee speaks, it is the law of the land. So you can't say anything to if a referee goes, hey, that's the decision, you can't say anything. And these rugby lads are taught from a very young age. In football, we don't see that a lot, do we? Anyway, I think personally it's controversial. Luca, do you think it's controversial?
The red card itself, yeah, was controversial. I wouldn't use Barella as the comparison, just because that's not really a benchmark we can use. But in general, these red cards are way too subjective. There's no real rule you can go off of. I don't think in the rule book it says, well, if you insult his mother, then it's a red card. If you insult his sister, it's a yellow. So in general, the referee, I think, should be a bit more lenient, especially with the bestemmia. I understand that. No, actually, I won't comment on that because maybe it's a bit controversial. But yeah, in general,
You know what it is?
red card was exaggerated.
For the bestemmia, how it works, apparently, the rule is that if the actual TV screen sees you saying it, then they can use that in post of the game, so after the game, to then give you a ban. But okay, let's talk about the big man in the room, Buffon. How many has he said during the years, and how many bans has he got?
Yeah. I mean, other than Buffon,
Let me
Buffon
remind you,
example all the time because he's a bit the scapegoat for that. But all the players in Serie A, I don't think there's a single one that you would look at. Tonali against Sampdoria, there's a video of him. He tries to save the ball from the corner kick and he lets one loose. But it's. I don't think it's a rule that's really suited to the modern world. But that's a larger argument.
Fair enough. Okay,
Rado, bro.
Ludic and Rado, they deserve to be banned for life for even saying they're footballers, Johnny.
The thing I hate about the referees is their ability to ruin games. Like, even though in this example it helped us, I'm still not happy.
Ludic is coming back. Ludic is coming back to save the team. Il capitano. What about the pop?
Johnny, I think you're a bit behind. We said that a bit ago, but Amy, go on, continue.
I just wanted to say that I hate how refs influence games. Like they get personally offended or something. They get angry and they see red. No pun intended. They just give the red card and they ruin games.
I think
they ruin games. I hate how they do that.
What's up, Johnny? I think Johnny got blocked. Well, he'll be back very soon, like Emiliano was. Let's move on in the meantime to the next topic of the day. It is the team of the week. So we're going to create with you guys live. I'm going to share a screen. I'd like the chat to really get involved in this, but we're going to create live with you guys right now. This is the interactive part, but obviously I'm the boss here, not you guys. No, just kidding. We're all bosses here. We're going to create a team of the week all together right now. So I think the formation to put in, I think, would be a 3-4-3. And let's start off from a goalkeeper, boys. I think it's pretty much, we lost Jonathan. He'll be back soon. I'll be putting him back in. So let's start off from a goalkeeper. I think it's pretty much said that it's got to be Golini, right, boys?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Golini.
I want an honorable mention.
Handanovic, though.
Yeah.
Especially in Norwich. Okay. All right, let's go to the defense. Obviously, these don't have to be center backs. This is not an actual formation we need to play. Okay, Jonathan is back. I'm going to be adding him back. Jonathan, welcome back to the stream. Can you hear as well?
My cabin in the woods, the wife has given up.
It's fine, buddy. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
We also have confirmation from Ron and Mohammed who say Golini. So
nice. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
I agree. Okay. Golini has to be in goal. Yeah.
We're gonna go on now, Jonathan. We're doing our team of week. We're gonna go on to our defenders. All right, I'm gonna nominate someone. I'd like to hear what you guys think. Dodo Reva said Kalulu, but I actually think more than Kalulu because I think he was at fault for first goal, Geno's first goal. I think someone like Calabria really needs to get a mention, especially for his last performances. Anyone with me?
I agree. Calabria, Darmian, or for sure both of them.
Let's go one by one. Everyone agree on Calabria, or is there anyone who deserves it more?
No, I agree on Calabria.
Okay.
I agree too.
I agree.
Hey guys, we have a question from Ricky in the chat. He's asking what the formation is.
3-4-3.
3-4-3. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 3-4-3, but just because
I think we might
center mids.
Okay.
And more attackers. Okay, who's our next?
We're using a. If any of you guys know fantasy football, Catenaccio, we're using that kind of formation where you don't actually have to get a right back, a left back, and two center backs. We're just playing generally defenders and midfielders and attackers, so it's a bit simpler. So you don't have to force a right winger because a striker, if a striker played better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, next centre back. We are getting a nomination for De Ligt, who had a very good game against Atalanta. What do you guys think? Could De Ligt
he was very good. Yeah. I don't know for team of the week, but he was very, very good.
Well, for the reason that in the chat they're saying is that Duvan wasn't really dangerous with De Ligt marking him, so I'd say
At the same time, though, Duvan has not been that good all year, though.
Pretty weird. I thought he was a really good striker.
But
he isn't a good striker. He's not having a good year.
With that logic of the league, I'd like to say Koulibaly. He kept Lukaku in his pocket the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd rather, for those reasons, I'd put more Lukaku than
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly, than De Ligt, for the reason that he held Lukaku, which I think right now, at least form-wise, is a tougher opponent than good old
We can put both. Let's see how it goes.
All right, let's put both, and then we'll see what the chat says. Although I think Guilione should get a special mention as well. But then we'll put a general player for sure up there. All right, so we
can always change it after.
Yeah, there's no set thing. All right, center mids. I think Johnny, do you want to nominate someone? I think there was a Lazio midfielder who played very well.
No, are you kidding me? They all play like. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say it on stream, but they all
were not good.
they were subpar. I would nominate Freuler for sure.
Freuler, I think Freuler.
And then on right mid, I'd put Chiesa.
Whoa, wait. Are we all confirming Freuler, Luca?
I agree with Freuler.
Yeah. Me as well. All right, Freuler it is. Oh, how do you spell him? There he goes. All right. Who else are we? You know why I don't think Chiesa should get in there? Because I think he scored a really good goal, but I don't think he was that good.
I disagree. He also got the penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
You think we should put him in? All right, boys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, everyone chill out. Okay, just because I said you're right, and everyone.
And then let's see what chat says. I'm curious if they disagree with us on anything.
That Milinkovic assist was beautiful. I don't think he's team of the week worthy, but that pass was.
And he was the only guy we could play through. The problem is with Lazio, Milinkovic and Luis Alberto are the only guys who know how to pass the ball. So if one of them is out, you're really limited. Like Benevento, they man-marked, like Hellas did the same thing. They man-marked Milinkovic, and the team is so limited. Pellegrini.
Yeah, Pellegrini, actually, we didn't consider him.
I agree, yeah.
It's from the game now, but I would put in Pellegrini.
Yeah, I agree. You know, he's getting a new contract. He's getting a new contract with Roma. Good.
Then one last midfielder for our team. What are you guys thinking?
I would say I had Amrabat written down. I think he was the only one, along with Ribery, who really played well with for Fiore. I think he had a great game.
You know what? I would cheat on this because I really want to put Ribery, and we only have 3 attacker spaces, and I already know who's going there. Do you all want to just put good old Ribery as a left mid there?
We could, yeah.
He plays left mid as well. Yeah, I'd take Ribery there.
Okay. Oh, he's a legend on this. No, okay, there he is. Right.
I wanted to also...
What's up?
Not team of the week, but Barella was really good as well yesterday. He just
runs.
He gets good every game, man. That guy's so good.
All right, last 3 strikers. I think one player has to go there. I don't think there's a discussion about it. Good old Mattia Destro. I really hate him, and I really wish for him to not score anymore. Who else is going up for, boys? What do you think? I have a player.
Enzola.
Very good, boys.
Enzola.
That's exactly what I was expecting you guys to
6 goals now already.
Oh, wow, Enzola is not on this.
You gotta be kidding me.
Bro, really? Oh, no.
Does this make the players from FIFA?
Yeah, probably. I'll put the apostrophe. It's not working.
Did you put the... Yeah.
What's his actual name? Nzola, what's his first name? Balanzola. That's not easy.
Give me a second.
Well, just leave it empty, and then we'll put a picture of him in.
Yeah,
what a scandal! What a scandal!
You know who he is. All right,
now stick in.
Last striker. Anyone want to jump in and say someone?
So Hollow in chat said Immobile, but I disagree. He missed.
Yeah, I think Immobile apart from a goal was not that good. I want to put Lapadura, but I know you guys will be against that.
Nope.
I think he had a 4.5 from Gazzetta.
Yep, he was an absolute crapper of a player. If
we want to do worst 11, then we put Morata and Lapadula, and we have our attack.
Yeah, fair enough.
CR7
and some kid thinks CR7. We can add them as well. We have the Tridente, Morata, CR7, and
CR7. Sergio and Fantacalcio.
What do you think about Barrow? He was really good. Of course, he missed the penalty.
He was
really good.
He didn't miss that penalty. I would have definitely put him. You know who I put up there, guys? I put Mkhitaryan. He deserves it.
Yeah,
he played a really
true.
That first goal was insane.
How am I going to type his name? How do you spell it?
It's MKH.
I.
Oh,
my name is look at those connoisseurs.
We have good old. Okay. So this is for Catenaccio.
Yes, imagine Inzola's there. We can't put him in, but...
All right, boys. We have time for one more thing. Sorry, we're going to have to cut short because we're at 1 hour now. So we're going to do a little game. Chat helps out. We're going to do predictions for the next games of Serie A for next week. So on the screen, you'll see now. This is meant to be something for next time. Luca, do you want to run us through... Oh, wait, you won't see it because I'm not share screening.
Yeah, if you put up the scoring system.
Yeah, Luca, would you like to explain the rules to the chat, please?
Yeah, okay, so we're just going to make predictions on next week's Serie A results. We have 4 different scoring options, either 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, or 0. 3 points is with an exact result. So, for example, I make a prediction. I say a game is going to end 3-1. It ends 3-1. I get 3 points for that. The second option is you guess the correct winner and then a partially correct score. So, for example, I guess once again 3-1, but the game finishes 3-2. And so I got the correct winner, and I also got the correct goals for one of the teams. So that's 2 points. Then we have only the correct winners selected. So I predict 3-1 once again. And the game, the team I predicted to win wins, but I don't get any of the scores right. So that's 1 point. And then 0 points, of course, is if you don't get anything right.
Well, it couldn't be any clearer. By the way, I think we just got two topics in the chat I would like to mention. The first one is Roma. Yeah. I think Roma needs to get a mention, guys. We haven't talked about them enough. They're really on form. If you take into consideration that they also lost at Tavolino, as they say, to Verona for a game for a mistake on registering players. Let's go back to the table really quickly. We'll see that Roma right now is 4th, but if they had won that game, they would be tied for 2nd. So are Roma like underappreciated? People not taking into consideration what they could actually do this year? Can they go for the title? What do you think?
No.
Title, no.
No, they can't go for the title, but they are definitely underappreciated. I think everyone has been kind of assuming that the top 4 will see Lazio and Atalanta drop out with Napoli and Milan coming in, but Roma's been there all the way. They have a really nice front 3, Dzeko, Mkhitaryan and Pedro. Pellegrini, Veretout, great midfield. And even though I doubted the 3 at the back initially, it's really proving to work well.
My problem with Roma is for depth, because I think for decent subs in attack are Carlos Perez and Mayoral, and then the rest of I don't think we have many other good ones. As Zaniolo's coming back soon, that's true, but you have to consider their 3 starting players in attack are all really old. They're playing Europa League, Coppa Italia, and Serie A, and they only have 2 decent subs in attack, and that's what I don't like about them.
Yeah, but also, Johnny, one thing we saw is if who was out, Pedro was out last game, Pellegrini can slot into the Quartista role alongside Mkhitaryan, and then
Villar is very good. I agree with
and Villar can come in midfield, and he's very good. So, and they also have Diawara. They have other.
And also, as Mohammed said, Roma did not do as well in the top games, in the games against big teams. Like the small teams, they bully them, they destroy them, but against the better teams, they're not as good. In my opinion, is because something.
Mohammed says Roma lost the top games, but in reality, they tied against us, Milan, and then they also tied.
They got destroyed by Napoli.
Tied against Juve as well.
Yeah. They haven't gotten a win. Yeah, I guess
realistically, I think realistically now, and I'm going to say it, but we should have won against them. But that game was very dodgy, and we played so much better, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Realistically, I think that should have been a win for us. But still, I think Roma are dangerous. I think it's just a phase, though, because honestly, imagine this. Imagine if Roma had the injuries Milan is having right now. Imagine if Dzeko, Mkhitaryan, and I don't know, Veretout were out at the same time. I think they would be in deep poo-poo. I don't think they'd be in a good place. But yeah, right now, their team is just really doing well. What's up, Amy?
I think last year, Roma had not this good a start, but a similar start. And everyone was praising Fonseca. Everyone saying he's the next great manager, everything. And then towards December, January, they fell off a cliff. Like they stopped winning. They stopped playing well. I don't know. Maybe they start well and then drop off, but I don't have that much confidence in them.
All right. Well, boys, sorry if I interrupted. Oh, actually, there's another last thing we'll talk about. Rafael Leao, do you guys think it's just a phase? What is up with him? Some people are furious. They're saying this guy is not good. He doesn't put effort in. Some say, be patient. Some say, hey, look at his numbers. He's not doing that bad right now. Well, what do you guys think? Let me get up his stats in just 1 second. I got him right in front of me. So Rafael Leao till now has 8 games, 2 goals, and 3 assists. That's not that bad. Yeah. That is not, and he's been injured. What do you guys think, Luca?
I think he's a player that has no consistency. He can play games where he's incredible, like against Inter, against Roma, he did very well. He generally does well against 3 at the back teams, but then you'll have games like yesterday against Genoa where he's not even on the pitch. I think he suffers Ibra not being there a lot because he's a great crosser, and if he can put the ball on Ibra's head, then it definitely helps his game out. But yeah, he needs to find consistency. But I mean, his talents can't be put into question. He's an incredible player when he's up to it.
What about you guys? What do you think, Amy? Well, you had to suffer against Leao in the derby. What do you think? Do you think this guy could actually be something?
He really surprised me at the first derby last year, where he made Godin look like a Serie B defender. And I've always thought he was really good, but I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't watched Milan that much lately. Like, I don't think he's even played that much. So yeah,
Well,
I
he
think
has
he's
just
gonna
come
be
back.
great.
From
Okay.
Yeah, we also have Lani Rose saying he only had good games when Ibra was on the field, which is true.
Ibra is just that's just the effect of him. That's just the
Kind
effect.
of the father figure
The
for
game-
Leao.
The game I talked about, Ibra wasn't even at Milan yet, if I can say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. So the guy has
The first derby. The
Yeah.
2-0.
Mhm.
The 2-0.
Yeah, true.
I personally think, and I know if Enrico Boiani is still watching, who is number one greatest fan, shout out to Enrico. Enrico is a massive fan, by the way. He loves him. I think Leao could actually really do something great. I think it's what is around him as well, because I think the talent is there. I think he just needs to find the right moment. I don't agree with people who say he doesn't work hard or anything like that, because at the end of the day, how could we really tell? Because, for example, someone like Rebic, people are like, oh, he's not doing well. The guy, have you seen how he runs? His arm is still, like, really, excuse my language, fucked up. He runs with such a stiff arm when he runs. I think there's a lot of things people don't know when, the context or whatever's happening, and maybe even physical condition. So I think Leao just needs to find his footing, but I'm pretty sure he'll do great. I think it was a good deal for a quick winner. Sorry, boys, let's move on. I'm sorry if I interrupted.
Yeah, let's get back to those predictions.
Move on to those predictions. Now, I'm going to go into editing mode, so I know it's going to look quite ugly, but I'm going to zoom in.
Oh no, actually, yeah, no, that's fine.
We're going to zoom in. Okay, how do you get... Oh, this is really ugly. But, boys,
Let's get the win.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Is this any better? Let's get into 75% mode. Okay, I know it doesn't look the greatest, but let's just get on with it. Okay, Fiorentina against Hellas Verona. Luca, what are you saying?
Wait, and I'll say, if anyone wants to get their predictions written down in the chat, if you give us all 10 predictions, I'll write them down here on a piece of paper, and then we can comment.
For this week, I'll allow a chat to get my predictions. So whoever writes in chat, I'll put them down as my prediction.
Okay.
Let's do that for this week. I'll be the chat. I'll take that gamble. Unless they're absolutely ludicrous. Okay, Fiorentina Verona, what are you saying, Luca?
We'll predict better than Arda anyway. It's fine. You know what he's doing.
Fiorentina Verona.
Yeah.
Verona lost this week, and Fiorentina
I agree with Ron.
finally played decently. I'm gonna say Fiorentina gets their first win, 1-0.
Okay.
It's gonna be a low-scoring game. I'm sure about that.
I like what Mohammed is saying, 0-1, and I think Kalinic is going to get back to scoring, and I'm going to put him in. Enrico, don't hate me, please. Jonathan, what are you saying?
Even before Hollow said, I was going to say 2-0 Verona.
Verona, fair enough. Amy, let's do this quickly.
I'm going 1-2 for Hellas. So, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
100, goddamn.
Jeez, Amy. Okay, let's get on to it. Sampdoria against Crotone. Who are we saying, Luca?
Sampdoria Crotone. I'm saying 2-1 Sampdoria. 2-1 Sampdoria.
I'll leave mine for last because I'm a chat guy. Okay, Jonathan, what are you saying?
I was gonna say the same thing. Hoff said 2-1.
Oh, jeez, this keyboard is not good. Okay, Amy.
I'm going 2-0.
2-0 to Sampdoria. All right, what are we saying? 3-1 Samp Crotone, 3-1. Yeah, I think that is the vibe. 3-1. You know what? I'll change it a bit. I think it's going to be 3-2. I think Crotone will score.
Since they're also being very, very engaged, I'm writing down Ron, Lani Rose's, and Mohammed's predictions, so then we can take a look next week.
Yeah, and then if you guys do behave, you might be invited to be on the show. Parma Juve, Luca, what are you saying?
Parma Juve, 2-0 clean win for Juve.
Okay, I was about to say 2-0 for Parma. Okay, Jonathan?
1-3.
1-3. You think Parma is going to score? Interesting. Emiliano?
Gervinho is going to do his typical banger against a top team. He's going to dribble Bonucci and Kelly. Oh, Kelly's not even there, but he's going to bang it in.
Amy, what are you saying?
I actually think Juve is going to win, but just because looking at what they did against us and Milan, I'm going 2-2.
2-2. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. That is very good. Okay, chat is telling me 1-2, 0-1. Okay, so I don't think Parma is going to score, boys. So I'm going to go for 3-0. I'm sorry, but I think
3-0.
Yeah, I'm going. Well, no free. Sorry, but yeah.
I don't know with the Catenaccio. You think they're going to concede 3?
Yeah, I think Catenacciaris are going to take it. I think Penaldo is going to be back, and I think Dybala is going to score. I honestly think Dybala is going to score off a free kick as well.
Amy, you also have someone agreeing with you. I think, Shishlol in the chat with a 2-2 as well.
All right, let's get moving on. Torino Bologna, I think is going to be the most boring game of the whole season. It's going to be it's going to be the shittest game. Let's go on. Luca, what are you saying?
Well, actually, I'm agreeing with Ron. I had written down 2-2, so I think actually there's going to be a few goals.
You think there's going to be a few
La Madonna, calm down, relax. I'm saying 1-1.
1-1. Okay, what are you saying, Amy?
I was going to go 0-0,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go for a 2-1 win from Bologna. Classic
2-1
95th minute goal conceded by Toro.
Penalty. Who's not going to be taking penalties again? Listen, I'm agreeing with Lanny Rose. I reckon it's going to be the most boring 0-0. And if Gianpaolo doesn't get sacked tonight, he's going to get sacked after that one.
No, he's not getting sacked tonight. They lost against a big team. I don't think he'll get sacked tonight.
I'm not sure. Benevento
And it's late already, so.
Benevento against Genoa. I think this is one of the most interesting games of the weekend. I say this is going to end -2. It's going to be really bad. But I also have an extra prediction, which if I get, I want someone to donate. Luca, please go first.
Benevento Genoa, I have 1-1.
1-0. Okay. Will Gianpaolo eat the panettone? I am not sure, man.
Yeah. Prediction he will.
Yeah, because he's going to be making it. Jonathan,
I mean, Arda, you said you found him showing his CV to your bakery, right? Maybe he's getting ready.
Exactly. Jonathan, what is your prediction for this game?
I have faith in Genoa. 1-2.
1-2. You have faith in Genoa. What about you, Amy?
I'm going 3-1 Benevento.
That's what I like to hear, boys. I'm sorry in the chat. I like what Lanny Rose always says. I think Benevento is gonna win, and you know who's gonna score?
Padula.
Yes,
Not Lapadula. Everyone but Lapadula.
Goldelex.
Iago
Literally
Falque.
everyone's going to score.
Benevento is gonna score with Iago Falque and Lapadula. Goldelex.
It doesn't work for players who've played in 16 teams, because otherwise Gabriele would have been the top scorer in history. And
I am muting you. I am muting you. Shut up. How dare you?
Maybe it works for Ibra. Goldelex works for him.
Let's move on. Cagliari Udinese. What are we saying, boys? Luca?
Cagliari Udinese. I have 3-1 for Cagliari.
3-1 for Cagliari. Okay. Jonathan, what are you saying?
Cagliari Udinese 2-0.
2-0. You think Cagliari? What are you saying, Amy?
I'm thinking a 1-1.
Allora, I'm going to say this. I agree with what Shishlol is saying on the fact that I think Udinese are not to be messed with now. I think we're really getting the wheel spinning. And I don't see Cagliari doing that well, especially after their draw this weekend. I think Udinese are going to win, and I'm going to go with 2-1 as well. And I think Deulofeu is going to score his first. Inter against Spezia. This is the greatest game in the whole of the weekend. What are we saying, Luca?
2-0.
0. What are you saying, Jonathan?
4-1.
You know what? I'm going to say 4-1 as well, because I think we're going to do the same thing against Milan. What up, Amy?
3-1.
Amy? All right, I think we might have lost Amy.
I'm thinking 2-1.
It's his precious
I'm thinking
Inter, bro.
of
He's
2-1.
Actually, I'm going to agree.
I don't think.
I'm going to agree with Chad. They're saying 3-0.
I'm impressed you guys think we're going to keep a clean sheet.
No,
Right.
he will. We kept a clean sheet at the start of the season without Ibra.
Enzola punishes, bro.
Yeah,
Enzola punishes. You gotta be
I'm
careful.
going to say this. I'm going to say this. These next 3 games are an absolutely massive, and we're going to be really entertaining this weekend. I want to thank whoever put in this order. Okay, Sassuolo against Milan. I think Caputo and Ibra will both be back. Here won't be, but Caputo will be back probably, and so will Ibra. What are we saying, Luca?
I'm gonna be pessimistic as usual when it comes to Milan, and we've had 2 ties in a row. I think this is our first loss in 30 games in Serie A, something like that, maybe a bit less. And I'm gonna go 2-1 for Sassuolo.
2-1 to the Sassuolo. What are you saying, Jonathan?
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Oh, wait, sorry. Marco Lowe has just joined. Hey, Marco. What's up, man? Amy, what are you saying?
I'm going 3-2 to Milan.
3-2 to Milan. Look at this absolute cloud, man. Boys, I am pessimistic, just like Luca. I am going for a 3-2, but for Sassuolo. But I think Caputo will score. I hope Ibra will as well. Atalanta-Roma, guys, this is a very big game. This is, I think, what you would call the Prova del Nove. Who's actually going to...
Not the game of a week, though, brother.
Shut up. I think...
Look at what's next, bro. That's a real banger, a real clash of titans.
What are you saying, buddy?
I think Atalanta wins 2-1.
Interesting.
No, actually, I'll change that. 2-2.
Is Papa going to play?
Papu is random prediction. Yeah, he will play.
Nice. What are you saying, Johnny?
I agree with my brothers Ron and Marco in the chat. 1-1. Actually, no. Both teams take too many goals. What am I saying?
Do you want us to come back to you?
3-2 Atalanta.
3-2 Atalanta. Li Mortaccios. What about you, Amy?
I agree with that 3-2.
You agree with 3-2. I will agree with my good buddy Luca. And I'm going to say 2-0 as well. Lanny Rose is saying 2-2. Mohammed is saying 3-1. So is Louise saying 3-1. What are all these people saying 3-1? I might have to listen to chat. I'm going to listen to chat. 3-1 to Atalanta. Interesting.
Chat is quite split. We have quite a few ties from chat as well.
All right.
Ron, Marco.
Again, we'd like to thank everyone for watching us to this point, especially those people who are still going strong. Lazio and Napoli. What are we saying, Luca? I'll go to you last, Johnny.
Lazio and Napoli. Let's just say it to piss off Johnny. 0-5.
0-5.
No, I'm just kidding. 1-3.
Hey, I like what Holo was saying.
I will never forget that goal.
Relax.
I won't forget that goal. You guys remember that Shiro goal where he just went Ronaldo chop? All right, what are you saying, Amy? And then I'll go, and then I'll let Johnny go.
I'm going 2-0 for Napoli.
2-0 for Napoli. Napoli do need to win. Right, chat is telling me Marco is saying 2-0, Lanny Rose is saying 1-2, Shishlo is saying 1-4, and Holo is saying Lazio Napoli 2-0. I'm going to agree with my good friend Marco. I think it's going to be a draw, and I think it's going to be a goal-full draw. Ooh, actually, but wait, guys. Take into consideration that Insigne and Mertens won't be there.
Sorry for that. Sorry.
Insigne and Mertens won't be there.
And I think potentially the best player in Serie A, Lulic, is coming back.
Say it again, Luca.
I don't think Osimhen is back either next week.
Yeah.
They'll be playing. What will it be? Petagna?
I'm going to write 1-0.
Arda, can you change mine to 1-0 for Napoli as well? Yeah, 1-0 for Napoli. Yeah.
Okay, Jonathan, last but not least, what are you saying, buddy?
With 10-0.
Mertens out of a picture, Insigne suspended, Osimhen or however you pronounce him, gone. You have a GOAT, the best player in Serie A, Lulic coming back. Il Capitano. We're about to purge these Napolitani. 1-0 for La Lazio.
1-0 for Lazio. All right, boys, let's go back into present mode.
Immobile penalty.
Yeah. Wait, so how will they play next week? They'll have Petagna up front. They'll have Zielinski behind the striker. And then Lozano on the right, and who's going to play on the left?
I think Lozano will go to the left, and then
Politano on the right. Yeah, I mean, it's still a good attack. Napoli really has a lot of options up front.
And if Acerbi's not back, that could be dangerous. Boys. We're at the end. Wait, let's go back to our predictions. You guys can view our predictions. But we're at the end of the first episode of the Catenaccio Podcast. So those are predictions. Keep them in mind. We're going to keep score for next week of who got them right. So let's get back to seeing our beautiful faces. Boys, we're at the end of it.
Beautiful.
First of all, again, we would all like to thank Radio Rossonera for giving us the opportunity to...
Thank the chat, man. We've all been active. I didn't expect this.
Calma, estou aqui. Calma. First of all, Radio Rossonera, because they're giving us...
Thank you, Radio Rossonera.
And they pay the salary. Radio Rossonera...
Your salary.
My salary not fair.
Yeah, I'm not saying money, bro. What's going on here?
Second of all, we would like to thank our chat and our viewers who today have been absolutely magnific. Okay, they have been in about 25 to 30 strong.
Oh, Sampiriki's still here. Did not expect the lad to still be.
We have not publicized this enough, and we had about 30 people on at the same time. But this is incredible, boys, and I hope this could go on for a long time.
Thank you very much, guys, for giving your time to us. It really means a lot to us.
The next people to thank are the football gods for creating football. No, the next people we have to thank is our wonderful panel. First off, to my that way, Luca Hofmeister.
Well, thanks everyone. This was very new for me, first ever podcast or anything, but had a great time. Chat was great. Other special mention for Ira della Strada for most bands in one night, and I'll keep that going. I won't let up on it. And but yeah, thanks for everything, and hopefully we see each other next week.
And then bottom right, it could only be one guy, Jonathan Kunzagoncevic. What's up, buddy?
Thank you very much to the chat, especially. I didn't expect this. I thought it would be a dead zone. It would be like, like crickets. We'd say, chat, what do you think? And you hear the crickets. I thought it would be a madness, but chat, I really thank you all a lot for giving us your time. And I thank Radio Rossonera and you guys, my friends, for doing this.
Bro, you're crying. Just kidding. And thank you for connecting from your cabin in the woods. Last, but not last. But one of the last people we're going to thank is Amy, who has asked me to thank him, to thank you guys from him because he is having a bit of connection problem. So Amy, thanks you a lot. He is an absolute hero. He is right now in Mexico. He flew in yesterday. He is tired. They lost his luggage. He is in pajamas. We don't know what he's wearing underneath. He could have no trousers on right now. He's an absolute hero.
His inter underwear, bro.
He's stealing his Wi-Fi from his neighbor. What an absolute legend. Emiliano Calandro's been here with us. He also supports Inter, so we know he is a guy who lives through health. Last, but I think not least, I would like to thank you all. It's been an absolute pleasure to host this for you guys. It's a dream come true for this to go on and to actually have a good platform and a chat. I really want this to go on. Boys, I'll see you next week for the next match day. And Antonio Marulo, if you're listening, I godo that we drew a Fantacalcio. Next week, I'm coming for you, Jonathan, by the way. I'm coming for you.
Oh, you're getting destroyed, bro.
I'm getting roasted in the chat by Luis since I lost to him. Luis, I just like to make a quick recommendation.